What's going on, guys? Samuel the Reviews here, back with another installment in my Ratchet Clank review series where I'm reviewing every single Ratchet Clank game leading up to Ratchet Clank with the Pod, which I am very excited about. Like, I am truly excited about this game. And that's it for the next 3 games to talk about. For Deadlocked, Size Matters, Clank, I think I'm just going to review them all in one video, honestly, because I was trying to do several videos with these, but honestly, with these games, I think it's best if I just do them all in one video, so I hope you all understand. And I did review the original trilogy if you want to check that out. So this video, I will be discussing Deadlocked, Size Matters, and Stage Clank all in one video. And I do hope you'll enjoy this. Again, these videos are not all my opinion. I would love to know how would you feel about Deadlocked, Size Matters, and Stage Clank down below. If you hit the likes for everyone, see one can like this. So now it's time to talk about more Ratchet. I'm discussing Ratchet Deadlocked. Ratchet Deadlocked is the 4th game now released that I will title Ratchet Gladiator, depending on where it goes from, and it follows Ratchet and Clank being the Starship Phoenix, where they end up getting captured by these guys. And they found that other heroes have died, and basically they're now sent to be in a site called Dread Zone, where they must compete for their lives in order to save the people that they love. The love always they would die as well. I'm repeating this color by the victorious gleam of it's time to blow up. So they basically took a lot of the arena aspects of going in, which a lot of people view probably some of the best aspects of that game. They decided to make it to an old game, which I think honestly works, honestly. Like, that was always I always thought that was quite underrated, from being honest, and after looking back on it and even playing a few portions of the game, I also forgot how much fun Deadlocked is. I don't think it's a perfect game, it's not one of my favorites, but I think it might be a great game in this franchise. Which, again, it's definitely a different kind of structure. I mean, you do get the typical, run and gun type of games and all that. And you also get skill points and all that. Like, it's kind of your typical like run and gun, like platform type of games. Though there isn't a lot of platform in this game, but it is definitely a lot different again with the arena portion, because you don't really kind of explore planets. You basically have to do these different arena portions of the game, which I think was actually a nice direction I took on. So, like, something like exploring, something would like to blow up. And all the places go to are really fun planets overall. I think my favorite probably be the last one, the Ghost Station, which I think is definitely a unique one. But all the planets you go to, I think are great, honestly. Go through there, fun to go through and fun trying to find enemies and all that. In some ways, it can feel a bit repetitive at times, but honestly, I never got bored honestly playing this game. I honestly never got bored. Not mentioning you also can do a co-op game, and I used to remember playing co-op with my brother's game a lot of times growing up. So, yeah, the co-op is so much fun. So I do remember playing this game with fun, and also get a lot of weapons here. And while you definitely do get a couple weak ones of the Hollow Shield launcher, like, I'm not really a fan of those shield ones, I'm being honest. You think it's a great weapon, like, especially the Scorpion Flail, which is easily one of my favorite weapons in the entire franchise. Like, I love the Scorpion Flail. And you don't get around, you get the Hollow Shield, basically, like, man, but I think the Hollow Shield launcher, every other weapon I think in this game is honestly fantastic. And they also have these mags, which basically can't actually get since you don't really have Clank on your sides, and see basically so these guys are kind of like a lot of your gadget portion of the game, and they're a little bit of fun. But in terms of gameplay, this game honestly kills it. Again, you can't feel bad at times and the times, but they're having a lot of fun, especially when you're at the Dread Zone. And even the boss fights, are definitely great, especially with the final boss and Ace Horde Lights. Like, a lot of the new characters you meet are definitely fun and great, especially Gleam Fox, who I think is honestly one of my favorite villains in this entire franchise. Like, I think Gleam Fox kind of gets overlooked on in some ways, but he's always been so hilarious, funny to me. Now, this game's also so hilarious at times, especially with the comedic time between Dallas and Kwani, to the 2 news anchors who basically end up showing like cutscenes for. They kind of get the news about everything and all that. Like, they have kind of a little fun, live back and forth banter that it's just so funny and so goddamn hilarious. Like, it can't help but smile whenever these 2 are on screen. And so the cutscenes and stuff, tell me a lot of the fun and humor and much like charm that you would expect. So the tone kind of be a dark in some areas, especially when some characters actually almost die in this game. Like, that actually have some characters actually almost died. They actually almost killed Al in this game. Like, no joke. That's why like there's some actual stakes in this game, and actual in this game you really do actually feel them a lot of times. I'm not gonna lie. And also the graphics are still great as well. The music is definitely some of my favorites in the entire franchise. Like, kick the friggin' ass, fucking rocks so much. It's just, this is definitely one of the more fun and entertaining of the franchise. Like, there's so much to honestly really enjoy about this game. So the writing is as clever as you've expected. They're trying to go in a different direction, but I think honestly, in my opinion, works here. We see how a lot of lamps are as fun as they've always been. And also, you do play some vehicle sections in this game, like the hover ship. You do play a few portions. I think it's pretty fun. The Lane Stalker, though, yeah, I'm not a fan of the Lane Stalker at all. Honestly, like, I'm definitely on the bandwagon saying the Lane Stalker is honestly one of the worst aspects of the entire game. Like, yeah, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that thinks that here. But anyways, so overall, I still really enjoy Ratchet Deadlocked. It's definitely not one of my favorites of the franchise, definitely not. It's still probably the most underrated of the franchise. There's still a lot to really enjoy. It does have its issues here, and it can be a bit perfect at times. The thing just do take a bit getting used to, and again, last mentions are just... But there's still a lot to really enjoy in this game. There's still a lot to have fun to have with Deadlocked. And that was the I was going to get this game, so I decided I'm going to give it a Let's Play All Night rating. Now it's time to talk about Ratchet Clank Size Matters, which basically is kind of like a continuation of the game. So anyway, Size Matters. Basically, this game follows Ratchet Clank as they try to help this little girl named Luna. Then they find these creatures called Technomites appearing, and then they must rescue this girl. Then they must rescue this totally open scanning auto, and Mom and Time Quark tries to find whatever his fucking parents are. No joke, that's the game. That is the game. And honestly, Size Matters is worse than I remember it to be. Like, I played the game so much, like, both on PS2 and on the PSP. I played both versions of this game, actually. If I say I would probably prefer the PSP version more than the PS2, honestly, but even that both games are still not good. Like, I don't actually played it, but I still remember so much of the game, and it's honestly worse than I remember. Like, every time I remember having Full Throttle Assault as my least favorite game of the franchise. Nope, that's Go Size Matters. That is going to Size Matters! In all seriousness, though, Size Matters really isn't a good game at all. Like, it's honestly a pretty bad game. It's probably actually the first game I'm talking negatively about on my channel. But, yeah, Size Matters. Like, what's still actually enjoy about the game? I mean, the graphics are still good for this type of game of doing, and the armor set they're trying to implement is also pretty unique as well. More than that, basically, have you have different armor sets in the game, where you can find throughout the world, where you can have like different powers you can have, like have your wrench be on fire and whatever. Like, there's a lot of funness to be had in that aspect, and some of the weapons are pretty cool as well, like the Laser and the Shine Rocket. Other than that, though, there's not really much fun to be had with Size Matters, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that thinks that. Weapons for the most part pretty much suck. The weapons for the most part pretty much suck, which something you don't want in a Ratchet Clank game is for your weapons to friggin' suck. Yeah, that's what happens in this game, especially with something like the Cushion Gun, Acid Bomb Glove, Mooninator, Scorcher, Beam Mine Glove, Side Cannon, Stank Barrier. Like, some of them is pretty much out suck, and some don't even take much damage to enemies at all, honestly. Like, I actually remember it actually taking a bit for some weapons to actually hit or kill enemies. No joke. And even when they're pulling upgrade, that still happens. Like, I'm not talking about weapons that are level 1 that have lit in the game. It's just, man. I mentioned, and even the gadgets in this game as well, basically one involves like watering plants. No joke. Just why? Just why? Even though Ratchet, it really isn't as likable as it normally is, and they don't really do much interactions between him and Clank as well. And the storyline involving Quark basically trying to find his parent feels, and honestly, until the very end, it feels very pointless if you really think about it. pretty much the story is probably the worst story in the entire franchise. It's not as good as making any sense. Tech mites aren't really as interesting as our type villains, type enemies in on previous games. Even the Clank levels are pretty boring. Yeah, this is one of the only game I probably really hate the Clank levels in the entire game. Like, no joke. No freaking joke. Not to mention Otto. Oh my god, freaking Otto. Easily the worst villain in the entire franchise. They don't have too much interesting to do with him. Don't have much like it's not like his plan's kind of the same as Drek, but worse. It's not like he is, but I'll say essentially he is like Drek, just 10 times worse. Like and also without his Drek's charisma, charm, and likability. Just yeah. Yeah, and the final boss is also the worst, especially with the freaking hit detection. My fucking lord, even the PS version, the hit detection is terrible. Like, even if you think you dodged when you knew for sure you dodged him, it would still hit you. And I remember taking me forever to actually beat him. Just no, don't take me forever. Like, I'm not trying to get out of here, I'm actually just like saying, like, oh my god. And also these Clank Arena portions of the game that are just so boring and so not fun at all. Not fun at all. Oh, and also bosses. Also, there's a Luna portion for Luna and this one planet. Also Bland's attack as well. Those are the one planet which by Luna we had to try to dodge your attacks like and then you had to try to roll again and that boss is also pretty terrible, and just hit tension is terrible, and any of that fight will take and when you lose, you end up starting like in the very beginning, and when basically I do the whole sequence over again. Like seriously, I thought the only portion I really enjoyed was when I actually went to playing Spotty, and there's also this interesting Ratchet dream sequence that also one night was also pretty good, but I don't know. I pretty much didn't like every other ward in this game, honestly. And even the giant Clank sessions aren't really that fun as well. There's a couple of times where you just basically do these like that's just those are also pretty not fun as well. But the game's just not fun in general. That's something really like even the music isn't good. Even the music isn't good. Like this game pretty much is just the opposite of what a Ratchet Clank game pretty much should be. Honestly, I consider this to be a downright bad game. It's a game that I honestly would not recommend at all, even if you're already a diehard Ratchet Clank fan like I am. Like, do not check it out. So that being said, I'm going to give Ratchet Clank Size Matters the rating of not even a used worth. Yeah, I'm getting that rating. There are some aspects that use it being a freaking they want to be balanced shit rating, but this is the bad game. And now we get to Secret Agent Clank. Secret Agent Clank. We have Secret Agent Clank. And that's an idea of doing a top 10 most like unpopular opinions video that involve not just movies and games. And I mean, I think that Secret Agent Clank isn't really that bad of a game. And honestly, I still stand by it, honestly. Like, just clarify, I don't think Secret Clank is like a great game by any means, but I don't think it's really a disaster either, if I'm being honest. Again, it follows the Secret Clank aspect that I've kind of mentioned a lot, not because I also know it's one of the best aspects of the game as well. Stay tuned for more Secret Agent Clank. I basically play an agent and basically Ratchet ends up getting arrested on the crime he didn't commit, and he must stop like whoever responsible. Listen, even though it's a disaster, I don't think it's going like honestly. The reason I'm probably end up doing this type of thing is that it really isn't much to really honestly say about the game, if I'm being honest. Like, again, like, you get what people trying to go for over here, but, I mean, the graphics are fine, I mean, the weapons are fine, the rhythm sections are terrible, awful, like, seriously, the actual researchers are fine, the weapons are fine, the gameplay sections are fine, And you end up playing as Quark in some points of this game. Yeah, even though I don't really have a lot to really say about this game, I'm being honest. That's probably why I didn't want to do a whole review of this game, because there's not much I can really say about it, if I'm being honest. I mean, there's other points where Ratchet ends up being naked and has some of the weirdest humor in the entire franchise, about it for worse. Like this game based on Agent, there's some fun sections here and there, and I think one quick such one involving his left butt cheek, that one was pretty funny. I plugged the hole with my left butt cheek. I don't know if that was kind of funny, I'm gonna lie on that. And it's weird having Clank as a villain, all things like Clank, you know, the agent that pretty much, you know, the clone that's often the various broad and he's somehow trying to convince, like, there's also some movies that sucks to be him and beat him, so that was pretty late as well. Like, there's some fun behind this game, but there's not really much I can really say about Ratchet Clank, if I'm being honest. Like, it's definitely a weird entry in the franchise, so I mean, I don't really hate it, but I don't really love it either. I'll pick one I should give it, honestly, so I'm just gonna go and give it the very mixed bag rating. It's still some good, but it has some pretty bad spots, so I'm giving it the mixed bag rating. Well guys, I hope you guys really enjoyed me discussing Deadlocked Side Master like all in one video. I would love to know down, comment down below what are your thoughts on these games you've seen, played them, what are your thoughts on these type of games in this franchise. And the reason I'm putting them on one is I thought that'd be easier to do and people would hang on, so I kind of catch up a little bit because I catch up a little bit in the series. So again, I did review the original 3 games. Want to check this out, and again, I would love to know your thoughts on Deadlocked because I haven't really played them. Later we get to the future series, which is definitely an interesting role of the franchise. So I'm very excited. I'm actually very excited to explore those portions of the franchise. So be on the lookout for them very soon. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I truly honestly appreciate it. If you haven't, be sure to like this video, be sure to share, be sure to subscribe, be sure to follow all my social media sites, all in the description down below. I am Staying One World from Staying World Reviews. I'll see you next time, and as always, stay cool, everybody. Peace.